Hello friends, myself Rakesh. I welcome you to Expo Hub. Today is the first chapter for RE Framework, and this is very critical to know that why RE Framework, what is that framework, and what is the necessity of having RE Framework. So before we understand RE Framework, we need to know our entire business process that we design as a workflow can be divided into three different categories. The first one is called linear process. Iterative process is the second one, and the third one is transactional process. Now the transactional process is the evolved process. So let's go ahead and understand each process one by one with example. Now let's understand what is a linear process. Generally linear process run once. They are very simple in nature. They run just once. So I have a flowchart in the background which I'm going to explain. So let us understand what are the different stages in a workflow that we generally execute if we have to put it inside a framework. How does that look like? Let's have a look. So this is the example of linear business process, wherein the first step is you initialize your workflow, right? And then next you get data. So we'll see an example, and then you process that data and your workflow get over. Okay, so everything is run just once. So let's see in a workflow how all of this framework fit in. So this is a workflow of a linear business process. So what I'm doing here, I'm trying to collect email, right? So what I have done, the first process of initializing is I'm storing my Gmail password in a get password activity, and then I'm using the get IMAP mail message, and I am only reading one activity. So this is very critical in a linear process where you just process it once. The data is processed, you get the data once, you process the data once. So that is the formula of a linear business process. So I have already mentioned run just once. Okay, so this is the key word to remember. Linear process is simple, where you run the entire thing or all the stages of the process just once. Okay, so here if you see in the background, the get IMAP mail message, getting the first unread email in my email, and then it is going through and showing that from address. So whatever you want to do, you want to store inside a Excel document, you wanted to reply to that email. So whatever you do, you get one email, you process the data and perform the action. So if you see it here, we are initializing the data by get password, and then we are getting the data by get IMAP, where we are getting the first email from the inbox, and then we are processing the data, whatever action you want to take, and the entire workflow ends here. So this is called linear, very simple, straightforward in nature. But the only problem, this is not very suitable for repetitive process. Okay, if I have to process, let's say all the emails, then I have to run the bot again and again, right? Because it only picks one email, right? It picks one email and then process the data. So if I have to process the email multiple times, I have to run the bot, let's say 10 times, then I have to open the bot and run the workflow 10 times. So because this is linear process, very simple in nature, but again this has a problem when there is a demand where you have to perform a repetitive action again and again. So for that, we move on to something called iterative process. So let's see the flow diagram of iterative process. So this is the flow diagram of iterative business process, where you initialize, you get data once. So in this, you will get the bulk data. Let's say you want to process 100 emails or 10 emails, whatever your count is, right? You take the bulk data and put all the bulk data inside a loop and process it. Okay, so when you do this kind of a process, this is called iterative business process, where you get data once and you run that data through a loop, right, inside a loop multiple times. So this becomes a iterative business process. So let's see in our UiPath workflow. So for an iterative process, what I'm going to do, in the get IMAP mail message, instead of one, let's say I want to process 100 emails, or let's say 200, whatever your cap is, right? So whatever your emails, so I'm getting all the bulk data once, and then I'm processing the data, let's say 200, so it will process for 200 times. So when you do such action in your workflow, this will be termed as iterative process or iterative business process. Now here what we are doing, we are getting the data once and processing the data multiple times, or you iterate that particular action multiple times. So this will become a iterative example. Now what is a drawback? Now the drawback with this kind of a process is, if one of the email has some problem, then your entire workflow will fail, right? So if there is a problem with one of the email, so let's say I am getting 200 emails, right? So in that 200 email, let's say one of the email has a problem, then this for each loop will not run, and with that your entire workflow will fail. Okay, so this is the very, so we cannot always go with linear process, nor we can always go with iterative process. So we have to bring some kind of a standard which will work the best in most of our situations. So how to do that is something we're going to learn. So let's see how the transactional process looks, the flow chart, how it looks. Let's have a check. So in the transactional business process, we are doing the same activity but again in a different way. So what we are doing, we are getting the data, let's say one email, and then we are processing that data. Okay, if it fails, it's okay, we are again getting another data and then processing the data. So it is not, everything is not put inside a loop, but there are two different things which work independently. So you get data and process data, you get data and process data. So each of this run independently, so they are not dependent upon each other. So in the linear one, nothing is dependent. You get the data, you run it. If it fails, it fails. If it works, it works, right? So that is how. So but you put inside a loop, when there are 200 emails, one of them fails, your entire workflow, the entire time spent is gone, right? So there is a more chance of failure and waste of time. So that is where UiPath has brought a RE framework, which we are going to learn in much detail. How do you literally put this framework, right? This looks quite simple here, but again, how do you literally utilize inside a business is something we are going to learn in the upcoming chapters for sure. But again, here our concept of understanding what is a linear process, what is an iterative process, and what is a transactional business process is something very, very critical. So now we are able to differentiate what is a linear business process, what is a iterative business process, and what is a transactional business process, right? So the transactional business process, where it gets each data independently and process the data. So each of these two actions are independent of other data, right? So that is the benefit. So we are going to learn more in the upcoming chapters. Please do continue to watch this entire series of RE Framework, and please do let us know what you felt about this tutorial. Thank you very much guys for the support, and you have a wonderful day.